And gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Summit 8 qualifiers. We're going to be taking a look at our third series of the day. It's going to be Empire facing off against Vega Squadron. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by the wonderful Aosin Dota. My man, how you doing?
10 seconds remaining.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long day of Dota so far, but we've had a lot of cool stuff happen. Not to mention the coolest thing of all, which is that these two teams are playing each other, and the winner goes on to the second phase. They're going to play Navi on the 13th, whoever wins this match.
Ooh, interesting. How have both teams been looking?
You know, I was throwing a lot of shade at Empire. They weren't looking amazing in the last game. There were like some really weird things happening, but I feel like it could just be because they've played like 10 billion games recently. They played Gambit just you know, a second ago and went the full 3-game set. They were playing against Secret earlier before that, so by the end of today they're gonna have finished at least 7 games of Dota and maybe 8, and they're all officials, like back to back to back.
Okay, that definitely explains a lot. That's way too many games to be playing.
Yeah, and also it's 1 a.m. where they are right now, as well as Vega Squadron, who have also played a ridiculous amount of Dota today, because they also played Dream League and they also played the same qualifiers. So they will have also played by the end of it at least 7 games of Dota. So we might get some silly stuff here.
Okay, I mean, this is a rough season.
Yeah.
So has there been anything cool since the patch? I've only watched NA Dota so far because I was working at an event recently.
Oh yeah.
And I only got to see, you know, I was watching Optic playing, DC playing, VGJ, as well as Team Leviathan. So apart from those teams, I haven't really seen much else of what people have been coming up with.
Well, how was that event, by the way? I heard that Optic won. Did they look really good?
Oh yeah, they looked really good. They even had this one game where they were down. They were pretty much ahead on every single game, but there was one game where they were behind by about 20,000 gold, and they still managed to win.
Oh my god. Well, I think that it's sort of kind of indicative of that play style, and I guess the thing that I want to watch in this game is how each teams have adapted throughout the day, because to me it felt like a big part of the problem that Empire were running into in the last series. You got to watch some of those games, right?
10 seconds remaining.
I basically tuned in at the end of the last game.
All right, there wasn't much going on in that one. That one was just a stomp. But Empire, I think that this Maposhka Earth Spirit, when it gets through, it's made them look quite good. He's been playing out of his mind today. His Enchantress earlier also was dominant.
All right. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what some of the newer picks would be like. I think a lot of these heroes so far are actually heroes that I haven't seen much from some of the players. I think Earth Spirit and Winter Wyvern are definitely up there, but haven't seen much Sand King, haven't seen much AA. I don't remember too much about them so far from the patch. Nature's Prophet has also been played, from what I've seen.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. In the first series today, all 3 games, Nature's Prophet wasn't touched at all between Vega and Brestomans. But this time they decided to go for it. They were like taking Doom and other things like that, trying to figure out another offlaner that wasn't either the Brewmaster or the Beastmaster. Have been like the top 2 picks for it. By the way, I want to apologize to everybody out there. I'm a little bit still under the weather. So you won't ever hear me cough, but Aosin might hear me like hacking up a lung as I mute myself to the stream, but he'll hear me, so it'll be great.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm used to it.
Yay. But Nature's Prophet, yeah, you mentioned it. How good is this hero?
I think not too much has changed about him. You know, he's just doing his good old Nature's Prophet thing, just being able to be a nuisance in lane. His streams are still very powerful. He's able to teleport around, you know, secure you kills, make pushes happen. So altogether, still a very solid hero in this patch.
Now PA is taken as well. Ancient Apparition, he got a couple of changes. One of them was that Chilling Touch no longer slows attack speed. I wonder, the PA pick against the Nature's Prophet, kind of interesting too. Why would you take a PA here?
It just works really well with the Chilling Touch, and since she could get on top of the Nature's Prophet, it's a lot of kill potential against a hero like that. You're not exactly too afraid of the Treants as well because of how strong Blur is. So it's like one of the stronger carries against a hero, an offlaner like Nature's Prophet.
All right. Venge taken. She looks very tiny in comparison to Nature's Prophet there. A little bit of forced perspective.
5
But
seconds
another one of those
remaining.
heroes that's been part of these aggressive lineups that are about pushing early. And, you know, maybe it's late at night, Vega Squadron. They want to try and get something going early on. This could be a quite strong combination.
Vengeful Spirit has been pretty popular so far as a core again.
Yeah.
I think she's like really strong right now as a one position. You kind of have her as a semi carry in the safe lane, and she usually gets off to a really good start because her skill set is just really strong against most offlaners. Like anyone who walks in the off lane usually can't really stay there because of how much damage she can put out, and since she also due to the fact that she does have a built-in disable as well.
I feel like this would be a really good puck game for Vega. Take it on the last pick. You have the like coil into swap to break the tether.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, see, the thing is, if you pick a Nature's Prophet and Avenge together,
5
it
seconds
most likely
remaining.
means that your true carry usually is the mid lane. But that while that is the case, and kind of how I like to see it, it's definitely possible to just go with these two heroes and, like you said, go for a very early type of game and just steamroll your opponents. You don't really have to commit to a mid carry. But one of the pairings that I saw Optic go for, and they really prioritize this pairing, is that if you pick a Venge carry, you pick a mid Medusa.
Huh. What's the strength there? Talk to me about it a little bit.
Well, one, Medusa is insanely powerful in late game now,
Yeah.
right? Due to some of her changes. She gets a ton of damage from Command Aura, especially from a core Vengeful, because you're more likely to hit level 20 sooner than a support would, and you get 49% on your Command Aura. So buying a bunch of stat items, which Medusa normally does anyways, just gives her 49% more damage. And if you do get caught out, you have a swap prepared for you, and that's basically it.
That's kind of nifty. I wouldn't mind seeing
10
that at all.
seconds remaining.
And
On a
you,
minus armor, you know.
yeah, you can help out the rest of your, or rather, you can help out the Medusa with
seconds
TPs in from Nature's Prophet also. Could be really strong. We'll have to wait and see if that's what they want to go for right now. Still one more ban, potentially coming from Empire. Lots of different possibilities. As far as what they're concerned, you have a Legion Commander taken, another Ghost Stick Classic, and I guess probably looking for either a mid or carry, most likely mid though.
I'm really surprised to see a Legion Commander after a Winter Wyvern, as well as Avenge. You know, if you duel someone, you can always get Cold Embraced, and a lot of the follow-up is, you know, from your Phantom Assassin. Ancient Apparition and Earthspirit are really good for duels, especially Ancient Apparition, but against some of the tankier targets, it's kind of hard to burst them down if you don't catch out the Wyvern.
Is
10
this setting up for an
seconds
Invoker pick? It seems so greedy to go for it, but banning out the
5
TA,
seconds
they have the
remaining.
Legion, like
Dire
Sunstrike
team
setups. No, they're going for the Mirana. That's a much safer pick.
Yeah, it's an FN hero as well. And personally, this is where I'm just like, from what I've seen so far, Medusa is a great pick here.
I mean, you do have to worry about the Mirana mana drain
10
talent.
seconds
Isn't that one? Or
remaining.
no, that's Weaver that has that one, isn't it? I'm thinking
She has one as well.
5
She does?
She has
seconds
one as well.
remaining.
Yeah, I think it's level 20 for 25. I'm
Okay.
going to look at it really quickly.
And I guess it's also just a hero that would naturally build diffusal blades.
Yeah, 20 for 25. I mean, the crazy thing about Medusa is that if it's not an anti-mage level of mana break, it's actually not that bad, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Well, last pick. They go for the DK instead, maybe being a little bit too afraid of the Mirana, but whatever the case ends up being, G, Dragon Knight, it's all push all the time.
Yeah, this is, like you said, a very aggressive lineup. Going to be able to accomplish a lot in the early game if the laning phase goes well. Altogether, I'm definitely on board with this pick. I always like seeing a Dragon Knight. He's a very well-rounded mid hero. There are some really bad matchups for him, but for the most part, this seems perfectly fine.
Well, and earlier today, we saw Dragon Knight get taken. I think it was Vega Squadron that actually picked it. I'll double check real quickly. And even though he was going against a Viper, and the Viper completely, you know, on paper should be able to destroy him, he was still able to get away with a lot. Like, it ended up
10
not being that
seconds
big of a
remaining.
deal. Let me take a look real quick, actually. Was it actually G
5
that was playing the
seconds
Viper?
remaining.
Yeah, you know what? It was G playing the Viper against the enemy Dragon Knight, and It ended up being Vega Squadron that won that game, but maybe again a recollection of how strong this hero can be.
I think if it was the old Viper, I think DK would have a much harder time. But with the changes to Viper, because there's a 6-second cooldown on the poison attack at level 1 now, it's actually not that bad. By the time they have enough levels in it, you're able to get a fair amount of levels into Dragon's Blood, and it's very easy to sustain in lane.
I think it was because of the Nether Toxin and using it to break the passive.
Right.
But it didn't end up working out all that great. Anyways, it's going to be a Mirana versus a DK this time around, and we're probably going to see a lot of Miposhka roaming in and rolling in and finding kills on that Earth Spirit as we have the normal pause that comes out. So how was the event down there in LA? Did you have a good time with it? It was the Asus ROG California, right? Or I guess North America?
Yeah, North America. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was very, very laid back. It was a 2-game event, so there was a lot of downtime. You know, when it's not Dota, it's CS:GO. So just a lot of relaxed casting and some cool games to see for the new patch.
Yeah. Oh, Vega gonna move out now. We'll smoke as well. Gonna send those treants out there. Did you see a lot of like early smokes and teams fighting at the beginning?
Yeah, every game.
Every game, okay.
Almost every game. I'd say like 90% of the games. At least one team will 5-man smoke and infiltrate. The only team that didn't do that is actually Optic. Optic pretty much sat 3 heroes at the tier 2 tower mid every game, just to see, or wait and see what would happen.
Yeah. Well, Zach gonna be able to get down a ward for himself over here. Kind of interesting placement since that high ground spot was taken away. Kind of gives similar vision, but doesn't obviously get over into the shrine area, being the big difference of that ward spot.
So I have a quick question. How come FN doesn't have a TP?
That is a good question. What the hell? Where does TP go?
What happened?
Did he pass it to somebody else?
I was checking everyone's inventory. No one has it. Everyone just has 1 TP.
I have no idea.
Okay, so now he has a TP again. What? Is that a bug?
It
just showed up in his inventory now.
Yeah, it must have been a bug. There's no other explanation. But he'll use that to TP to the mid lane now, I'm sure, and try and get some body blocks in. That was really weird. I don't know why that didn't show before.
Yeah, this is the new mid lane practice. Yeah. Just pick the bounty rune, TP in, go block yourself.
Do you like the TP being given to everybody at the start?
It's very interesting in the sense that you really have a hard time now trying to figure out lanes. Like, it's really hard to figure out lanes.
Yeah.
Because in the past you could TP out, smoke, drop wards, and then you can kind of have an idea of where people are going because you can walk out so quickly. Now, you know, if you're facing a potential really terrible matchup, you're gonna have to make a lot of guessing, or make a lot of guesses.
Yeah. I guess the other thing is you could potentially punish plays like this that are coming in. Although, I was wondering if they're gonna try and like TP over to have somebody kill the Winter Wyvern, but they're not really the best heroes to do that, with the exception of Miposhka, and he's needed down here. This Afterlife Sioma the Slayer lane could be quite difficult to deal with.
Yeah, if it was just a Nature's Prophet, he'd be dying so much right now. But since he does have the help of the Sand King to help him get some distance, this lane is going to get a lot more than Empire would like them to.
Yeah. We'll get some denies there as well onto the tree. It's mid lane. It's a straight up 1v1. We haven't seen these in a while. And FN so far having an okay time against G. They can get a good amount of harassment out here as G is forced to finish off these creeps while he's just getting plinked away at. They have an arrow as well as a couple leap charges if they want to use it. But just gonna chill.
Mirana has been seeing a lot of play as well in NA. Definitely a very solid mid laner right now. I think if anything, she's gotten stronger than she was in the previous patch.
Yeah, I mean the only thing was really that leap doesn't affect your allies now. As she'll be able to pick up this DD. Wyvern doesn't really want to contest for that. Now FN gonna dominate even more, or at least put some more hurt to G, who just has a Tango, versus Mirana, who has Tango and Fairy Fire.
Oh, he's got 2 gauntlets. You're gonna see a Dragon Knight with Soul Ring build.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit more Soul Rings recently. What was it that I saw it on a Rubik before? That was pretty nifty. He had that in like a wand, and he had just a ton of regen. I think he was sitting at like 6.
I think it's really cool. It's really good on some of these supports now because it just straight up gives you 6 strength, right? Which is something every support needs in the early game, just trying to get a little tankier.
Right. I think Slayer is potentially dead. Vanscore and Maposhka are really chasing for this one, and the roll forward is going to connect onto him. They have the stun to follow it up, and it's going to be first blood drawn by Vanscore.
Space created. He ran halfway across the map.
So, how well do you feel like each team is feeling at this point? Like, when I look at the Vega Squadron lineup, if they're able to get off to a decent start, things look really good. As
Top lane.
Ghost Stick taking some damage. They won't be able to... Oh, no, Burrow Strike comes through. They find him. Ghost Stick, they want to save the kill for somebody else, and actually now in a little bit of trouble. Is Ghost Stick really going to get out of here? They have another Burrow Strike in 1 second. I think that's going to be the death of Ghost
mid
Stick.
lane.
They're trying to find it, but the FN, in the meantime, takes down G, so... Trade-in of kills.
That was some unfortunate miscommunication, in my opinion. I think Afterlife was like 100% certain that they were going to kill him without him needing to TP in, so he canceled it. And because of that, spent a lot more time chasing him. If they managed to kill him off immediately, maybe the supports would have TP'd mid to save G during all of that.
Mm.
1-to-1.
1-for-1 trade there. On the other side of the map, obviously a different situation. And so if I look at the Vega Squadron lineup again, it feels to me if they get off to a hot start or even just an even start, their 5-man group up is going to be terrifying to deal with. Do you think that's something to be concerned about, or?
It's definitely something to be concerned about, but I think Empire do have the answers to deal with it. The Legion Commander is one of the better offlaners to fight against that. And, while we're saying that,
a
lot of action going up here, and that's exactly why Legion Commander is so good against group up lineups.
Is she actually going to get away from this? There's not a ton of damage, and Ghost Stick is going to live through this. Maposhka also getting away. Both of them going to be able to take part in that value shrine, and at the same time, they end up losing the Sand King down bottom. Great stuff for Empire so far.
Yeah, one of the biggest weaknesses that Vega has in this lineup is dealing with this Legion Commander. Overwhelming odds is going to demolish them if they're mispositioned in this matchup.
Well, Aloha Dance wanting to get big and tanky and be able to deal damage, but they'll be able to find him here, and obviously no duel. They press the attack to take off the stun, and the real U not quite going to drop. They actually decide to turn this back around now. They're bringing in the Nature's Prophet for this and trying to kill off Ghost Stick yet again. The overwhelming odds to turn this, doesn't use it. They find the kill onto the Venge with that. They roll away yet again.
Oh, wait.
And it's not going to be the kill with the Vengeance Aura. Yo, Empire, this top lane is just working for them.
That was really good play from them, but at the same time, I feel like that potentially might have been a little sloppy from Vega.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should 100% be expecting a turnaround like that from the LC. I think it was way too unnecessary for Aloha Dance to go for something like that.
Well, it's how it happens sometimes. And now Vega, I think that they wanted to try and get a single pull going there, but Sioma didn't get the right click off on the neutrals. Maposhka could be found. I think he's okay, though. Yeah, they roll away. Doesn't have any regen, though. And unfortunately, it's not turbo mode, so he can't just buy a salve.
Turbo mode is something else. That's how I learned how to play Dota.
Really?
10 years ago, yeah.
Nice.
Well, it was called easy mode in Dota 1.
Right. FN, chasing forward for G. They find the kill. Great use of that leap. The arrow connects.
Oh, what?
FN.
Well, it's less about the arrow, but Silent just like seems to have a crit button.
Is under attack.
I think he was dead anyways. Maybe?
Whoa, Ghost Stick.
In any case, that was sick.
Getting his life saved yet again by Miposhka. They find the kill onto Aloha Dance. Ghost Stick still living in spite of the illusion. And they managed to get a return kill at the very least. But, man, Aloha Dance has just not had the game go for him the way that he wanted it to.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I really like this Max Magic Missile build either. I feel like with her new abilities as a core, it's really, really strong to have more levels into Vengeance as well as Vengeance Aura as well as Wave of Terror.
Yeah, it's really good. Mid lane, they're gonna find a kill onto FN. Miposhka does get a stun in return. Ghost Stick trying to walk forward, does have duel, but maybe a little bit too scary to go for that one without more backup. So FN finally punished in that mid lane.
Yeah, very nicely done, or very, very nice chain stunning from Vega. They really needed that kill because Gia is just having a very bad time right now.
This will do nicely.
All right. And meanwhile, duel down in the top lane. And I don't know if this one's going to end up being a kill for the duel victory, but at the very least, they find the pick off on a Winter Wyvern.
You know, this is actually a really cool thing too. If you have enough people beating up someone who's Cold Embrace and you have Chilling Touch,
yeah,
it might actually be enough.
That's kind of cool.
Because they're not going to heal through your AA ult. So.
Right. Oh, really you? Magic Missile comes through. FN caught, but he's just going to be able to walk away from it. So 8-3 and 1,000 gold lead. So Vega's starting to look a little bit better after the past couple minutes. Silent going for a Vanguard first on PA. It's been a while since I've seen that build.
I think it's pretty good now. Gonna make him really tanky, and he doesn't really need that much damage to begin with because you have a Mirana on your team as well as an AA. You know, he gives you Chilling Touch, and that's kind of like your big burst.
I guess that's true. I mean, it's magical damage, but it's still quite good.
Yeah, no one's gonna have magic immunity, or like most people aren't going to have a Hood of Defiance at this time, right? Oh, bottom lane. This is most definitely going to be a dead Sand King.
Silent just jumps in and blows them the hell up. The Nature's Prophet ulti not able to get anything in return. Miposhka dropped low, but not really in too much danger, and he has the Tranquil Boots as well. Meanwhile, top lane, they're kind of wrapping around here onto Aloha Dance. This could be a big pickup if FN is able to find him, and in fact, the Magic Missile comes out in time. That's going to keep him alive. The duel is there as well as Aloha Dance decide to stick around, but they might be able to find a return kill instead. It's the real you who gets it. He's going to swap forward.
Oh, huge.
What? FN's just going to be able to walk away from him in Afterlife now. Does he end up getting out of there? He's trying to find the kill. It's not going to be enough. Afterlife lives in the fountain.
It's a good thing that FN didn't kill the... Oh, well, that thought of smoke coming through. Is he going to get caught out? No, he has one more leap. He should be fine.
Yeah.
That was really fortunate for Vega that Nature's Prophet was able to pick up a double damage beforehand. Kind of salvaging the situation there.
That was big.
Yeah, they get the kill as well as a bit of damage on your Vengeful Spirit. Always nice to have. Yeah, I was also gonna say FN is. I don't know if it's lucky or not, but he made the right call in not going for that kill because I think the Venge Spirit might have killed him afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
But Vamscore is the one who killed him, or Silent was the one who killed him.
Vega, they end up taking the kill onto G. The arrow connects as well. They do have a Cold Embrace, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Vanscore, in the meantime, dies to Afterlife. The swap back, trying to keep him alive, and, well, the Winter's Curse turn it back around, but they still are going to lose that Vengeful Spirit epicenter out. Silent, as well as FN, they're low and they're dead. Slayer picks up a double. And now, well, Ghost Stick tries to jump back in here again and see if he can make something happen. He's turning now onto Afterlife. Another Cold Embrace. Miposhka wants to help this out. The stun is there, but they don't have nearly enough.
Yeah, and this is one of the main reasons why it's always a big risk when you pick an LC into Winter Wyvern.
I'll take your tribute.
Absolutely.
trying to snipe, but not going to connect with anything.
Afterlife realizes what's happening. We also have Sand King getting closer to his Blink Dagger. He's going to have that in just about 800 gold. Anything else really that's sticking out as big sort of timing windows for either team? Moments where they're going to be really strong.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Or any items to watch out for?
They're going to be really strong.
Items to watch out for, stuff like that.
It's going to be a while for Empire. Silent's going to be going for that farming build. I think this is the build that I've seen most PAs go now. Sometimes they skip the Vanguard, but they do go for first item Battle Fury. So that old school farming build. But yeah, I think for the most part, nothing too interesting for Empire except for Blink on Ghost Stick maybe. As for Vega, a lot of standard stuff going on here as well. Nature's Prophet I feel like is a little behind in terms of farm. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but he's going to be going for the Medallion first. Mask of Madness Venge, this is also somewhat standard. And like you said, Blink on Sand King. So both sides, I don't think there's anything too insane to look out for, just a lot of standard item buildups.
Oh, Ghost Stick trying to get them all pushed back. Another Ancient Apparition Blast is going to come out. Connects onto Vega, and that's going to maybe... It doesn't really even stop them from pushing, honestly. The creep wave is about to be dead, but in the meantime, they take a tier 1 tower in the top lane while it's all happening. So Empire's still able to get something in return. They have vision. The ward is taken away. The Winter's Curse now down. Miposhka is caught there. A Burrow Strike onto another Epicenter out, and Ghost Stick is going to fall as well as Miposhka. That's 2 dead with the tier 2 tower gone.
That was an excellent curse. And it's like you said, they're going for a very early type of game. It's paying off right now, but they do need to keep up the aggression. I think they'll be in good shape if they keep up this momentum, but if they slow it down and decide at any point decide to play a farming game, I think they're going to be looking at a very difficult game ahead of them.
I guess the PA with the Battle Fury might help with pushing out waves quickly, but it does seem like it could also run into issues with just not being able to do enough damage to deal with these big tanky heroes. Afterlife, he's going to get caught out here. Arrow connects, and he gets picked off. So Empire still finding kills.
This is definitely still, despite what happened bottom lane, I think this is still looking fine for Empire. Like you said, Vega are clearly going for a 5-man type of thing where you're pushing with the Dragon Knight, but despite that, Empire is still leading in net worth, and they're going to aim for like a late game type of strategy here. So it's hard for me to say if Vega are going to be able to pull this off. They really, really need to start securing more objectives with this type of lineup.
Yeah, and it's the sort of thing that obviously comes around. The Dragon Knight ulti is probably the most significant. Anything else that really is there for like we've talked about the items like the Blink Dagger on Sand King, but he's already got it now. Maybe also when they decide to go in for a Roshan, if they win like a big fight or something. But until then, gear up for top tier 1 tower possibly.
They can get a little tricky with their objective taking. I think it's not a great idea to kind of make it obvious. And to be fair, they do have Avenge as well as Nature's Prophet, so their fighting potential is pretty insane anyways. So their options are not so limited.
Yeah.
They can always smoke into Roshan as well. Like they have a very good Roshan lineup.
Okay. Well, Legion going for the 8 strength instead of the XP gain. Her talents, probably the overwhelming odds hero damage. That's really good. It's 170 damage then per hero. That's crazy.
It's a lot of fun. You just gotta hope they group up.
Yeah. I mean, if they have a group up lineup, it's gonna happen. I mean, even just having 2 of them together, then it's a pretty big nuke.
Well, they're gonna smoke here. They have some expectation of Empire being in their jungle.
Oh, man. And obviously, Winter's Curse, great thing to set all this up, but Ghost Stick is here as well. They scan in the area. They see that the opening is there. Slayer, he jumps forward, gets the Burrow Strike onto one. Vanscore is the only one that they've caught so far. And this might need to be the end of it. Winter's Curse used on the AA. They have a swap available. Afterlife looking for more, but they only find the AA.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they're pinging to see if they can take any objectives with this, but like you said, it's just an AA. I don't think there's going to be enough time. Oh, are they going to catch Ghost Stick? Not going to connect.
He's living. And it's pretty tough to go into the pit like this, but they do have Vengeful Spirit. Actually, only 1 point in Wave of Terror. It's not going to be enough, it doesn't look like.
They do have enough damage, but it'll take some time. There is a Solar Crest on the Nature's Prophet, so that helps a lot.
Yeah. They have Mirana obviously going back for the Lincoln Sphere. PA having that. Oh, jump forward, trying to find it. There's the duel onto one. Can they blow him up? She is just gone. And also caught the Sand King. The epicenter is out, but it's not nearly going to be enough damage. And now Magnetize being applied onto several different heroes. He's going to run past another rock that reapplies it all yet again. And now they're chasing Afterlife, still with vision on him. That dagger, they decide to chase. Afterlife is gone after Silent is there. Magic Missile to follow the stun after the roll. They've caught themselves the NP. Vega crumbling.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That was so unfortunate for Slayer. I think that actually would have been a pretty good team fight for Vega if that hadn't happened. He channeled his epi, blinks in, and as he blinks in, the rock was just passing that area. So he got stunned and couldn't follow up with a Burrow Strike. If he did manage to get the Burrow Strike off, Winter Wyvern would have had enough time to come get into the team fight and then hit a Winter's Curse. Would have turned the fight around.
Well, and, you know, you give up a couple kills like that in a draft that wants to be hitting on this timing over and over again, things really become that much more difficult for the side of Vega Squadron. So we'll have to watch and wait how that all turns out. Silent looks for a Blink Strike aggressively, and now he's going to be punished for this as they're chasing him down. They've got the Solar Crest on him as well. Silent jumping away, but still going to be killed off. That hit from the Winter Wyvern coming through, and Maposhka is trying to roll the hell out of there, but G is chasing, couldn't get the Dragon Tail off in time. And Vega strike back.
Very nicely done by G. I didn't even notice his Blink Dagger pickup, but it's definitely an item that they'll need because despite having a Blink Dagger on your Sand King, G, is this gonna be enough?
He's getting Cold Embrace. That doesn't work when there's no healing allowed, but he's not gonna die to it. And they do decide to call off the charge there, down bottom. Force everybody from Empire back.
Well, it's not too bad. You know, like you said, force them all back by themselves or get themselves a little bit of space. Gonna have to wait for the dragon form again now. But take a look at the item build-up. Does Venge have anything? No. Aloha doesn't have much at all.
Yeah, he got hurt a lot in that laning phase, but still catching up a little bit. It's just that this Mirana and PA are getting so much bigger.
I don't know if I agree with this item pickup from Venge. He's going to go straight into BKB. I think it's a little too early for that. When you're up against a PA, you really, really want your hero, your core heroes like Venge to pick up that Silver Edge as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I guess the thought is that they want to try and end the game as quickly as possible, but will they actually have the damage for it? Yeah, it's a tough one.
I feel like with a hero like Venge, you shouldn't be that pressured to make a move happen. I think the damage that Venge can put out should never be underestimated. It's actually ridiculous how much she provides.
We'll have to wait and watch if it ends up paying off for them or if it ends up being a bit of an issue. I guess that technically if she wanted to, she could still switch it up and like go back for a Deso or something on the real you. Seriously doubt that would be the pickup, but it's a possibility, I guess.
You just want to keep getting stats. Your job as a Venge is to obviously carry, but also you want to survive as long as possible. So you want to go for stat items if possible. BKB after. Uh-oh.
That was a really good play.
What? What happened?
All right, FN makes it work. Leap back and forth. Why not? That was all three leap charges.
You just got pushed out. Like he was in the trees with them and he just got pushed out.
Radiant
I
are
don't know.
scanning.
Dota. Ooh, but if they can punish, they know that FN used all of his leap charges. He doesn't have it for 8 more seconds. There's the jump forward, the burrow strike. It connects. There's the damage that they need. FN goes down, and Real U gets a little bit of a gold injection that he certainly needed.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Afterlife does get the tower, but it looks like Vanscore might be able to escape from this too. It's a lot of gold.
But yeah, this is kind of what I mean about Vega's lineup. You know, it's definitely something that you want to play around in the early game, but even though I say Empire's late game is better, it's not like it's insanely better. You can never underestimate how much damage a Bench can provide your team.
Yeah. Particularly if the DK is getting into like the 40 strength later, the Vengeance Aura on it. Oh baby.
Yeah.
Okay, walking forward, Ghost Stick in his Blink Dagger used to retreat, and Roche is going the way of G. They might need to wait until the next Dragon form before they go for a real push.
The seeds of fortune.
Maybe Vega feel like they don't need the Silver Edge because there's enough magic damage to burst her or burst down the PA.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons.
And PA isn't going for a BKB either. Trying to finish off that Deso. Still 1,200 gold away from it for Silent.
Oh, Afterlife, is he gonna get caught by this? He
Yeah,
does.
they spot him.
Wrong button. White crit.
Is it enough? In the fountain? Below the threshold? Not quite. Oh,
It's really close. I think he would have gotten that kill if he
Didn't TP?
didn't mess up. Yeah, he hit the wrong hotkey for his items.
What about if he had the Mithril Hammer instead of the Blightstone in his inventory?
What about just having the hammer instead of TP?
Either one.
I mean, I think this was the optimal setup. He just needed to hit the right hotkey for the right item.
All right, fair enough.
It's unfortunate, but you know it happens.
Well, the PA also ended up going for that Armor Corruption talent. It's like the only thing that I've seen that uses that type of text, Armor Corruption.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
It's the same mechanic though, right? It just means minus armor off of
Minus
right
4
clicks?
armor, yeah.
Okay.
Which is really good. It's really, really good.
A push.
Especially since they nerfed the Deso. I mean, that's a minus 10.
Yeah.
Just from one right click.
Maposhka just magnetized a
Dire's
creep wave.
bottom tower is under attack.
So that's a thing. And he's going to have his Blink Dagger done after this. Smoke up, though, from Vega. They see there's no magnetize. They might have imagined that he TP'd. Can they find a pick-off and then go in to the pit? Oh, Silent showing in lane. Needs to run away now. This is scary stuff. They're coming in with Afterlife, creating some trees. They get the catch. He has a Battle Fury, though, and he's able to get out of there. That's so done.
Spider senses were tingling. Gets away, but I mean Vega's still here. Are they gonna go for a team fight?
They could just also pressure this. I think it's just dagger throwing time. Like, you've got the Mirana that's split pushing during all of this.
Dire's bottom tower is
G has a
under attack.
BKB as well. Look how much minus armor that adds.
Radiant's top
And you
tower
can't even
is
tell
fallen.
because he's solar crested. Oh, they scraped him.
Yeah. Got him. And, well, Empire back off here. Another
They're not
dagger.
doing team fight. They
They're
know
looking
that.
for a crit. Slayer's there. He goes for the epicenter, but it's not timed correctly with the Winter's Curse. It does almost no damage at all, but Vanscore still going to be dead. They blow up G. That's Aegis already down. Now Silent doing a ton of damage. He kills off the Real U, turning onto the Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern is going to fall, but it comes at the cost of a couple other heroes' life. Maposhka gets out the stun. Well, FN trying to get the leap away, has one more leap and that's it. And it looks like FN might still end up going down if Slayer can find the angle with the Burrow Strike. It's gonna be there, they connect, they kill, 3 dead. Empire struggling.
That was. It's hard to blame Vega for mistiming that, because when you're playing Winter Wyvern, if you see an opportunity like that, you have to take it. So, despite kind of wasting the epicenter damage, they still pull out with a great team fight,
Be rewarded.
killing pretty much everyone. I think only AA survived, as well as Earth Spirit.
Regeneration.
Yeah, he's dead.
Rises must someday fall.
BKB is up now on the Venge. Used it once. Still has 9 seconds on it. It looks like it really does look like they are not having issues with PA. So I guess at the end of the day, this is probably the right choice. I think it's okay. I think it's perfectly fine because you want to. PA kind of lacks in terms of health in the early game, and eventually you're gonna want it for an Abyssal Blade anyways. So helps out in terms of mitigating right-click damage because you're against Avenge as well as the Nature's Prophet, and it just gives you that health pool you kind of need early on.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, they have to be. Both sides have some great jump. Or Winter Wyvern with Arcane Rune. They want to take a fight so you can have Winter's Curse come off cooldown in 1 minute. He's almost got his level 15 talent as well, so he can. Winter Wyvern can become somewhat of a Night Stalker. Uh-oh, bottom lane. FN has to be careful.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Very big pickoff. FN is probably the most important target over on the Empire side right now, so making that 4-man commitment definitely worth it. Nature's Prophet has a Shadow Blade now. I'm not too sure if he's going to finish the Shadow or Silver Edge. It looks like he's going to go for the Sheep Stick instead in top lane. Uh-oh. Just have to be a bit careful.
A gift from the goddess.
Oh. This is interesting too. The MKB on DK. MKB, I don't know if it's new and improved. I feel like MKB really doesn't do as much right now, but I could be wrong. It definitely feels... I can definitely tell you that it's much worse on a hero like DK. But for a hero like Windrunner, for example, it's really strong. Heroes that have high attack speed to begin with definitely benefit from this.
Yeah.
But heroes that just kind of want the damage really suffer when it comes to MKB.
Ooh. Stun silence. They got magnetized onto 3 and gonna back off now. They do reapply it onto 2 of them, but that's probably gonna be the end of it. Another stun. Well, Boshka just gonna die as the BKB came out from the real you. Silent thinking about running into that one. He has his BKB done as well, so 10-second available if they wanted to try and fight that.
So it looks like instead of going for the Silver Edges, they're just going to buy MKBs. Aloha Dance going to queue up an MKB as well as his next item. Getting closer to that level 20 as well. I want to just see how much damage he gets just by having an aura.
Yeah, it's a heck of a lot. I like the DK going for the GPM talent too. I mean, it's maybe a little bit. Oh, don't worry, G. Nobody saw. It is fine.
Right as you say, they're pinging it out.
But yeah, the 150 GPM, like he's actually getting into some decent items now. This is a hero that I feel like sometimes struggles from not being able to farm that well.
I think since he has Soul Ring, it's not that bad. You just kind of run around breathing fire on everything, and maybe he feels like it's kind of unnecessary to have all that armor.
Oh God. Well, Cold Embrace keeping him alive. They're actually making this work, so they're not going to get the dual victory off of it. Please still find the kill, and that's going to be the Wyvern dead also. 2 big kills there, and Empire. I mean, Roshan is going to respawn in 30 seconds, so it might not work out for them nonetheless, but they'll get the tier 2 tower at least.
Dire's middle tower is
I think they might be able to take it anyways. You just go for a tower and then go back to the Roshan when it's up.
Look at bottom lane, though.
Dire's middle tower is under
All
attack.
these trees.
Tower has fallen.
They will be forced back, though, as FN getting a nice little bit of gold for himself.
Mantis style is his next item. It's also got that 25 mana break. Good chunk of damage.
Yeah. I'd love to see it. They're waiting up on the high ground. They want somebody to move out here and try and push the creep wave, but it seems unlikely to happen. Vega could go for a counter push themselves if they want to, but there's pings coming out realizing these heroes are in the area. Empire now gonna go for a smoke. And, oh, maybe a battle of brewing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
He sees
God.
everything.
He sees it all, but he's going to die very quickly. And that should spell the end of the action, I think, as Vega going to back off. Well, bottom lane, Nature's Prophet doing Nature's Prophet things.
Yeah, and this is kind of why Nature's Prophet is just always a good hero. Throughout the course of Dota's history, he's just always there.
So Roche goes down. That is a jump forward by G into the pit. He's trying to man up against Silent. The rest of Empire is here. They can go in for a duel if they want to, but 20-second cooldown. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. G drops. They get the Vengeance Aura out from it. The real U is in the area. Now Maposhka can try and chase him down. Vega's squadron kind of falling apart here, but at the same time, it's the barracks that are starting to take some damage, or rather just the tier 3 tower. It's not enough to get it, but at least they force some of Empire back.
Well, she's on PA, Aegis on Mirana. I mean, all of a sudden, Empire are looking really solid once again. Vega getting a little sloppy after some great plays in the beginning of the mid game.
Oh my God. AA blasting a couple crits from PA, and that just completely destroys the Venge. And now they're going high ground. They're going to have to buy back on these heroes. They're not afraid of just the Vengeful Spirit, so maybe even going to force out the DK buyback, but they can go for a swap play here if they want to buy back on the DK.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But look at how powerful Empire are. They're like, they have 2 heroes that aren't even there, and they're still confident pushing forward this far.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Look at all these Lincolns.
Oh, Burrow there. Not going to matter. They take down the melee barracks with 3 heroes and just walk away.
Ghostic is just down here, keeping an eye on Afterlife. Oh, he's trying to chase him.
They can't do it.
Not gonna happen.
Well, that is very disheartening, I'm sure, for Vega Squadron. And, you know, keeping in mind, this is a team that's really been struggling, Vega Squadron, against Empire particularly. They lost a best of 3 and a best of 5 to them just 2 and 4 days ago. And then on top of that, sort of struggling. They won a series earlier against Brestomans, obviously, but outside of that, it's been a tough one.
I'm just kind of surprised about some of the itemizations from Vega. I definitely think that if you're up against a PA, you should have some force staffs, like some way to kite her. Especially when she's not exactly dealt with in the early game, you just kind of let her farm.
Yeah.
What have we here?
You should have items to counteract, you know, her ability in team fights at this stage. But not a single force staff from Vega right now.
Yeah. Legion Commander just got that 60 movement speed talent, so Ghost Stick got some nice shoes put on.
Yeah, that's like one of the best talents you can take for her. 60 movement speed is so much to pass up on. For a 10% moment of chance proc, moment of courage proc is definitely not worth it.
Yeah. Well, Silent takes down the shrine. They throw out the NP ulti. Doesn't reveal any type of ward or anything, so they know that they're in the clear. And Empire again set up to try and make something happen. While top lane is going to be split pushed, Vega need to find an answer for these guys knocking on their front door. And maybe it's the NP with the sheep stick. That might be enough. I don't know.
It definitely helps a lot, but they're going to have to find the openings to use this scythe device. If you can't find an opening, you're just sitting on a sheep stick for not much at all.
Yeah. They really need some type of like big burst, and just doesn't feel like they have a ton of that. Like if you get the sheep off and then you can blow up the PA before her BKB, things look great. But with BKB and cheese, it feels like that's going to be tough unless they find that hex right at the start and then have like, you know, epicenter on top of it.
It's getting really difficult to blow up anyone on Empire side because both of the supports are holding on to force staffs, which is something that Vega doesn't have.
Right.
So if any of them get jumped on, you know, you get burrow striked or you get dragon tailed, all of a sudden it's just double force staff, and then your whole game plan goes out the window, and Empire just gonna steamroll you at that point. I think if Vega want to win a team fight, you have to start by killing the supports.
Okay. That'll be the path for them. Make it happen. But
yeah. I think for Empire, just kill the Venge. Venge is just like 60 or 70% of their damage, in my opinion. In terms of right click, at least.
God, look at Ghost Stick. He's just running around this area, and he's gonna find Sioma. Slayer gonna get caught there, but they do have Afterlife in the area for the sheep. This could work. This could be an answer. Ghost Stick trying to run out of there. Slayer's still running away and able to blink out of there. Maposhka, though, with the stun onto two. They've caught them both. They're in trouble and now get to lift up as well. Vanscore is here. Empire taking no prisoners as Slayer is out of there, but
top
still the tier 3 tower starting to go down. The battle that's going on over the side here, they take down the PA. So all is not lost as the Sand King goes down. Empire end up losing that PA. Silent Fallen is big.
And while that happened, tier 3 goes down.
All right. Don't call it a comeback.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
I think he uses cheese as well, so not gonna have. Oh no, he gave it to Mirana. That's why.
Well, MKB for FN also. Kind of a different pick. I was wondering if he was going to go for like another diffusal on top of his mana break or not. Any level 25s worth talking about? I guess Mirana's is coming up. The Moonlight Shadow cooldown.
I think you just take the triple arrow.
Really?
I don't think they really need the reduction on her ultimate. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Let's see. Earth Spirit, surprisingly close. If Maposhi gets 25, he can pull his allies. I think that's really good.
Ooh. I've seen a couple of them take the stun duration as well.
I mean, 1 second stun on the Boulder Smash is very powerful too. This is a 3.25 stun.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's already a really good stun.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
DK 40 strength though.
Yeah, that's the dreams. Not only just the damage, but status resistance, and obviously amps incredibly well with the Vengeful Spirit too.
Yeah, it's just really funny because the other talent that you see next to it is the Dragon Tail. And if you add up the numbers, that's a 5-second disable.
Yeah, on a 9-second cooldown. That's crazy.
Yeah. But you're against an LC, so I don't know how reliable that is.
Well, still looking to try and put the finishing touches on this game. Empire with a 10,000 net worth lead. Vega not feeling like they're completely out of it yet, for sure. And maybe a pickoff here onto Silent is just what they're looking for. But Silent backs out, sensing that something could be amiss. And he is going to not get found.
Well, Empire grouping up right now. Is there a smoke on anyone? Don't think there is. No, they just want to run in. Ghost Stick is still doing his own thing, trying to find pickoffs on his own, but the rest of the team preparing for the next Roshan. I think that's going to be the game decider.
Yeah, that's kind of middle of the road as far as respawn times. 2 minutes from right now.
Radiant are scanning.
And a scan not going to connect from the Radiant. They are all heading back right now, Vega, towards their tier 3 tower in the top lane. But Empire, it's an Abyssal Blade done on PA. She takes the coup de grace, increased percentage, so 20% chance now. With Mirana going for the multi-shot arrows like you're talking about. DK still about a level away.
Hurricane Pike done for Venge now. Very much needed.
What the hell?
Yeah, they do find Afterlife. He was farming top and gets caught out.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
Well, G is kind of reaching that carry DK status now. He's got a ton of attack speed, got the AC, almost 25, and he's queuing up a Daedalus. Once he picks up Daedalus, G is going to dish out a ton of damage.
Yeah, that GPM talent definitely helping him a lot. And I think the fact that this is such a long Roche respawn time is really helping out Vega a lot here. Real U, they pop the BKB, turn to fight. G is there, Silent though. He's taking the stun off, trying to run away. That epicenter, it's not doing enough damage yet. They do get the burrow strike out though, and there's gonna be the Winter's Curse. Can they find any more? Venge is down. Silent ends up not actually, they find that kill too. Now they found another. Oh God. 3 are dead. Vega, they just lost everything. Good game, well played called. Empire take game number 1.
I'm really surprised they took that fight when G was so close to his like huge power spike. You know, he's about to hit 25. He's about to finish Daedalus. I think they should have waited for that.
Yeah. Well, he was just not doing enough damage there. It was really tough.
Yeah.
Thinking about going into game number 2, any big changes that you would make as far as the draft is concerned?
I feel like the draft was fine. I just think Empire were a step ahead of them coming towards the mid game. I think Vega had a pretty solid start, but things seemed to fall apart when, you know, all the towers started disappearing. They weren't too sure how to approach high ground, and that gave Empire the amount of time they needed to just build up the items and take very clean team fights, and great map movement from Ghost Stick, putting a ton of pressure on Afterlife.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for game number 1 for us. Empire versus Vega Squadron. Winner is going to move on in the upper bracket, where on the 13th of this month, they will face off against Na'Vi, whoever it is that's able to take this next game. So game number 2, just going to be around the corner. We'll have to see if Empire can close that, or if Vega are going to push it to game 3 yet again. Lyric and Aosin, your 2 casters for this one, at Lyrical Dota, at Aosin Dota. Follow us if you feel so inclined. We'll see you guys in a bit for game number 2.